Hey everyone, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home, and in today's video, this will probably be pretty quick, but I just have a couple of news items that I want to cover as it relates to physical media, home entertainment, 4K releases. There's been some interesting stuff coming out the last couple days, and I want to cover it here, give you guys the update and the news, and sort of give my opinion on the matter. So before we get started, if you do like physical media, home theater, Blu-ray, 4K, movie collecting of any kind, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate that. We're trying to hit our goal of 100,000 subscribers this year. So I'd really appreciate if you just subscribe and watch. That means the world to me. So thank you. And with that being said, let's get right into this news. So the first bit of news here is a new and interesting partnership in the world of home entertainment between a couple major studios. And in the news, it literally just came out a few hours before I was going to make a video anyway, so this is great timing, is that Lionsgate is actually handing over control and distribution of its titles on home entertainment, so Blu-ray, 4K, anything home entertainment distribution wise. Lionsgate is handing over the reins to Sony Home Entertainment and letting them handle the distribution and production of those discs. So that's really interesting because Lionsgate is a company that is a studio that obviously is a little more recent. It's not one of the long-term Warner Paramounts, that's been out there forever, even Sony. They're a little more recent, but they do have a pretty decent catalog. They've released a lot of movies, and I've always had kind of an iffy experience with their 4Ks. They've been hit or miss, whereas Sony has always produced pretty consistently great 4K releases. So I was actually really excited to hear this news because Lionsgate has a nice catalog. Sony does a great job with the distribution and production of their 4K and Blu-ray media. And so this seems like a great fit. Lionsgate hands that over to Sony, and Sony will now be the distributor for all of that. Lionsgate was previously working with 20th Century Fox, and once Fox was acquired by Disney, obviously that deal broke apart, and so Lionsgate was looking for a new distribution partner in the United States, and that's where Sony Home Entertainment has stepped in. So I think that's actually a really good thing for collectors. I think that you may end up now seeing more physical media titles produced from the Lionsgate catalog. Sony obviously is supporting physical media in a big way. And so this is very similar to the deal we saw actually almost a year ago, right before the pandemic in January of 2020, between Universal and Warner Brothers. They signed a 10-year deal to kind of co-distribute home entertainment physical media titles where one of them was going to handle the international releases, one was going to handle the US releases. They were going to share the supply chain and production and ultimately keep those costs down. And I think it's been a good thing. I think that we definitely have seen a lot more Warner Brothers titles in 2020 that have made their way to 4K. Universal also had a very good year for 4K and Blu-ray in 2020. And so when they work together like that, it should be a very positive thing for collectors. They manage costs better, supply chain, all that stuff just gets easier and smoother. And by sharing those responsibilities, they should be able to create more physical media content. And you see these deals from time to time. Back in 2012, I believe it was Paramount and Warner Brothers actually had a deal for about 5 years where they were doing the same thing. So you see these deals from time to time, but this was a big interesting one today with Lionsgate and Sony that I think should mean good things. If they share supply chain and share the distribution and production costs of these 4K and Blu-ray discs, and this is specifically on physical media, this is a good thing for physical media collectors, something we should be excited about, and definitely a good sign that we should be getting more Lionsgate and potentially more Sony 4K stuff here in 2021 and going forward. Seems like home entertainment is consolidating a little bit, and I don't see that as a bad thing as long as it's not too consolidated. If a company like Disney ends up owning, Warner and Paramount and Fox and starts gobbling up everybody and it's too consolidated, that's bad. But I think these partnerships are very good because it keeps costs down, it makes the supply and distribution and production of these discs cheaper, it makes it easier for everybody involved, and that should mean more discs for all of us collectors. And now the second big piece of news here that has been, I shouldn't even call it news because it really is truly 100% a rumor, and I'm about to basically say I don't believe in it and it's a false rumor. But there's been a lot of news the last couple days about Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection, and the fact that those are coming to 4K. It's been quoted as, sometime in 2022. And that is a pretty wide range, first of all. to just, anybody could make that guess. I could have said 2 years ago, hey, the Godfather trilogy is going to come to 4K in 2022. And, I'd be right in the long term. But as you guys know, I've talked about this before. I have some sources who have previously worked at Disney and Fox, who currently work at Disney and Fox in the home entertainment department. I have people who talk to me and they update me on these things. And basically the story right now is that this is sort of a running joke at Disney Home Entertainment and on the Fox Home Entertainment team, which are now kind of shared, because they're not working on these. There is no work being done on Aliens, Alien 3, or Alien Resurrection for 4K remasters. I was actually told that Disney Home Entertainment kind of called over to the Fox team and said, hey, when are those Alien movies going to be done? They said, we're not working on them. And Disney said, well, the internet says we are. And it was kind of like a running joke. These aren't happening right now. Not to say they won't happen. I think that Aliens has the best chance of the group because it's got James Cameron's backing. But Aliens is also not going to be worked on. There's not going to be a 4K restoration until James Cameron goes and works on it and approves that himself. He has to be involved. That's like part of his deal. And he's still currently working on a backlog of Avatar movies and other projects. So he's not working on this right now. So these are just, it's a complete rumor. Of course, 2022 is, almost a full year away. And if these movies come out at the end of 2022 on 4K in some capacity, would that be surprising if they started, late or early next year, late this year? Maybe not. But as of today, February 26th, 2021, nobody's working on those 4K masters. There is nothing coming from Disney or Fox on those. And so those are completely rumors. They're fun rumors. I wish they were true. But as of right now, nothing is happening. And you really do need James Cameron to kind of kick that off. And until he does, you're just not going to see these titles come to 4K. Now, one thing that could happen, which would be great, is the internet has made enough noise about these. A lot of people have reported, and I put that in quotes because it's just a rumor. It's not, it's reporting a rumor. It's not reporting news. But a lot of people have reported this rumor. And if it gets out there enough and gets widespread and people start to talk about it, then yeah, there's a chance that maybe they will start working on these. But, I was told by a source that to do these 3 movies in 4K, you're talking about $1 million project. And right now, Disney and Fox are not putting $1 million towards physical media and 4K restorations, especially considering how hard their revenue's been hit with the pandemic. They're just not going to spend that money on it right now. You'd really need James Cameron to come in and say, I want to do Aliens, and he may do that in 4K, and it could cost them $250,000, which they could probably make back in sales, and it's sort of a good faith agreement between them and James Cameron and all the money he makes them to do that for his movie. But this is just not happening. It's a complete rumor, and there's no TBD date here. Anything you hear about this as of right now is false. But we'll see if, because of these rumors, maybe Disney sees the want and desire for people to own these in their collection. They could start working on them, but I wouldn't expect them until the very end of 2022 if they even did happen. And it's probably even further out than that because right now, nobody's working on those restorations. That's just a false rumor. So that's it for this video. I want to come out here and just give a quick little update like this because I'm getting a lot of questions. People are messaging me on Instagram. I saw it in the YouTube comments. A lot of people were asking me to talk about these 2 things. And so wanted to share that news with you, give my opinion, kind of correct some of these false rumors that are out there. But also, when you make a video like this and you talk about a rumor, sometimes rumors can become reality if you show the studios that this is something you want. So in the comments, if you guys want Aliens and the rest of the Alien, series to come to 4K, let them know in the comments. I'm sure somebody out there is going to view this and see it and could pass it along to their boss. And we may be able to make it happen since it's not currently happening at the moment. So that's the power of this community and YouTube and the internet right now is sometimes we can turn rumors into reality just by forcing the issue. So definitely let me know in the comments and let Disney know and Fox know you want this on 4K. And let me know your thoughts on this Lionsgate Sony thing. I think it's a good thing. I think we're slowly consolidating, but not too much. And I think it should produce more discs and more content for physical media, which is thumbs up for me. That's always a win in my opinion. So yeah, that's the news for this week, end of February. I've got some more 4K reviews to do. I've got some stuff in the backlog I'm still getting through, but also have a couple discs on the way. And I should say as well, when we're talking news, a lot of the titles that I talked about in a past video, Super 8, My Fair Lady, a lot of that stuff is starting to be confirmed for 4K. So that's good news. We're getting dates, we're getting release dates. I should be getting a lot of that stuff starting kind of like early spring into the summer. There's gonna be a lot of interesting 4K movies to review. So make sure you subscribe for all that. Check me out on social media as well, Instagram and TikTok. We're now almost at 5,000 followers on TikTok. Physical media love over there is real. People really like physical media, and we're driving a new community over there that hopefully will engage the next generation of physical media. But yeah, other than that, check out all the other links. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving lately, all the views, all the watching. Just keep watching videos. That's really all I ask for at the end of the day. And if you like them, subscribe. But yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and stay healthy out there, and I'll talk to you soon.